Hello, unconventional conventionalists. This is my wrap-up video for Risque Rebellion, which is the second stage show I have ever produced. And wow, was it something else, let me tell you. So, I put this show together for a number of reasons, and, some of them local, some of them nationwide, and, I could spend 45 minutes talking about all the details of, personal experiences and, observations I've made happen to other people. But the bottom line is just stop with the bullshit. Alright? You go around making proclamations that you never judge and that you're a good person, yet here you are just treating other people like shit to further yourself, and that's not good. That shouldn't happen. I see it in all communities. I see it in the cosplay community, I see it in the burlesque community, I see it in the drag community. For crying out loud, it was hate that got our current president elected. It was a hate-driven campaign, and he won. There is so many things wrong with that. And that is why Risque Rebellion happened last night, and Talent Round ended up being really, really cool because of, just the variety we had in Talent Round. I mean, I was worried there would be, some of the same acts, but no, it was very, very different. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and run through in order, like what the Talent Round acts were, and they were celebrity impersonation, religious performance art, juggling, dance, light show, interpretive dance, fire eating, singing, political puppeteering, and drag performance. Yeah, that's quite the show. My acts were both celebrity impersonations, because that's my specialty. The first one, I was Katy Perry from Chained to the Rhythm, the same outfit I wore for Louisiana May, and actually performed Chained to the Rhythm. And a shout out to Night Angel for being my Skip Marley. She did really good with that. My second one was Lady Gaga from, the Joanne era. That's the main reason why I have the pink hat, because I was going to use it for Lady Gaga impersonations from the Joanne album. So, and the song I did was Ayo, and it went really well. I'm really happy with how that one went, especially because I hit everything on the mark, and I'm so proud of myself for that. And then, shit got real for Striptease Round. Holy shit. I gotta say that, that was hot. That was hot, to say the least. And I'm proud of the entire cast. But I just gotta say I'm especially proud of myself, Misguided, and Reverend Spooky Lestrange for getting completely topless for Striptease Rounds. No pasties, just nipples, there they are. And, that's what it's about. But none of us can really compare to the one person who took it all the way. Full nudity, Azazel Von Satan, you go girl. Props to ya. Alright, but I mean, I've already started mentioning names, but I want to kind of mention everyone individually and thank everybody that was part of the show, because this was just such a big risk and such a statement, and it was, a really cool and important thing to be a part of. And I just want to thank everybody involved, so here we go. First, I want to thank Jim, the owner of the theater at St. Claude, for allowing myself and my partner Misguided to come in and sign the contract and hold Risque Rebellion at his venue. And I also gotta thank him for looking out for us and getting the stage ready for us. I'm gonna be honest, when I first arrived at the venue a little past 3 p.m., there was like an entire set there. There was because there was been like a play building up, like rehearsals of a play that's going to happen like later this week, and constructed set for this multi-night play was on stage. And there was like, most of it I didn't care. Like, there was a wall, and I actually took advantage of the wall by putting the picket signs. You can see the corner of one back there. put the picket signs and taped it to the wall rather than having them on the ground so they're higher up, people can actually see them, so that worked out. What didn't work was the fact that there was a desk bolted to a platform that was sticking out of the wall. So yeah, but Jim took care of it. You know, he had his his electric screwdriver, and just, you know, took the desk away. And he also put like some extra items and some glow tape on the platform to where it was less of a hazard, and especially to our act that was in the dark, which I'll get to in a moment. So thank you, Jim, for looking out for the show, for tweaking the set for us, and for letting us have it at your venue. Really appreciate that. Next, I want to thank Astro, who was our ticket window girl, and she did a great job. You know, just sat there in ticket booth with her incredible green hair that I love so much, and she got it done. You know, she let people in, took their money, and yeah, she got shit done. So thank you, Astro, for being our ticket girl. Really appreciate it. Next up, I want to thank our stage kitten, Ruby Dexterous. Girl, we go back. I mean, okay, maybe not that far back, but far enough. You know, it's through the Mr. Pentilla and his man Maddie show that I met Ruby, and I told her that, you know, I work with burlesque and other performance art, and, you know, I started producing last year, and she wanted in, so I'm like, okay, you're in. So made her kitten of the show, and she had never done anything like that before. It was her first time working any kind of variety show, burlesque, anything. And for her first time ever, she did a really, really good job, and looked fucking adorable in what she was wearing and the makeup she did. Girl. So thank you, Ruby, for being our stage kitten. You were phenomenal. So let's go into the performers now. First, I want to mention Lollygagger the Clown. Lollygagger the Clown was a last-minute addition to the Risque Rebellion lineup, and she was exclusively the talent round. So, but, you know, we had been advertising a fire eater in our commercials, so we kind of needed to, you know, live up to that and have a fire eater. So very last minute, like hardly like 10, 11 days before the show, I contacted Lollygagger, and she was all down for it. So thank you, Lollygagger, for being our fire eater and kind of saving our butts. And, you know, for making our claims of having a fire eater in the show still be true. So thank you. Next person I want to thank is the Alex R. Cannon. Originally, Alex was just our tech booth, but, you know, when we lost our original fire eater, you know, Lollygagger is an awesome fire eater, but she doesn't do any striptease. So we had an open spot in the striptease round, and Alex was like, I'll do it. So, you know, for about 4 acts, I worked the tech booth, and Alex jumped on stage. And I think that is phenomenal to, you know, multitask like that, work tech booth, and then just hop on stage like that. And that was absolutely amazing. They did genderless striptease, where beginning of the striptease, they were presenting as a guy, but by the end of the striptease, they're presenting as a girl. So that's definitely unique. So thank you, Alex, for being our tech person and being also performing in striptease round. Alright, now we're going to go into people who performed in both rounds. I'm going to exclude the first 2 on the list, both because one of them is me, but the other one I want to talk about last. So, but let's go down the list for the others. So starting with the 3rd act, Chatty the Mime. You know, I've been watching Chatty, you know, in the past, I've been frequently booked alongside Chatty the Mime, and she always brings so much to the table with her, like, juggling and, you know, her whimsical presentation, and, you know, the fact that on top of that, she also does, you know, kind of comedic striptease. That's something unique, you know, to have that's really multi-talented and really, really impressive. So thank you, Chatty, for being part of the show. We were so happy to have you there. Next I want to thank is Ember Blaze. Ember Blaze not only was in Risque Rebellion, but if you remember, she was in the Spice Girl show last year too. So far from my production, Ember is 2 for 2. So yeah, and you know, she always has this. She's probably one of our most nimble performers. She can, like, you know, jump, twirl, split, and flips to an extent. It's she's really just kind of like flows across the stage like fucking water or something. Like a fucking no, her hair's red, fire, like fucking fire. Okay, so um, yeah, I mean Ember. She stuck to what she was good at, and she just did like elegant dance for the first one, and then elegant striptease for the second. But that's Ember's specialty, and it works really well. So, thank you, Ember Blaze, for being part of the rebellion. Next we have Blue. Blue was an interesting addition. The recruiting process from her was unique from the others because, you know, the others I had seen on stage and remembered how good they were on someone else's stage, so I brought them to mine. But Blue was different. I found Blue's talent potential in a bedroom. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Hang on, hang on. It was not like that. Okay. Actually, what happened was, it was shortly after we had finished doing the porn review for How I Love My Sister on my YouTube channel, and, buddy of hers called up and said he had drinks and video games, so we went over there, and, after just a couple drinks, Blue decided she wanted to put on a light show for us, so turned out the lights and grabbed some glow sticks, and she made that shit happen. It was really cool, and I was like, this is something, you know, this is really awesome, and this needs to be on the stage. So made it happen. Put Blue in Risque Rebellion to do a light show. So we turned out the lights, and she did her thing, and she did it to Melanie Martinez. So extra points on that. Extra points go to Blue for choosing Melanie Martinez as one of her songs. She did it to Mad Hatter, or a remix of Mad Hatter. It was great. And then for her second act, she was probably the most hardcore. Well, okay, it's kind of a tough call between Blue and the next person. So I don't know if I can say that, because the next person after Blue was also pretty hardcore. But I can definitely say that her act was really interesting because she pulled her boyfriend from the audience, and they pretty much fucked with their pants on. So yeah, I mean, Blue stripped. It didn't go all the way, and pretty much fucked through her pants on stage. And yeah, that was great. That was very hot. Good job, Blue. Good job. Proud of you. Proud of you, girl. Thank you for being part of the rebellion. Next up is Azazel von Satan. And Azazel von Satan is also another interesting recruit, because, to make a very long story short, more than 2 years ago, me and Azazel were friends through, fuck it, I'm gonna say it, Society of Sin. We met through Society of Sin. And, but, you know, some shit went down. The details of the shit ain't important. It means nothing now, but then it was kind of a big deal, and shit went down, and our friendship ended. Well, you know, time heals all, and, you know, a year later, I was like, damn, I miss Azazel, and, you know, for a show like Risque Rebellion, I know her style would do really well in it, and, you know, I don't want to, like, keep hanging on to this fucking childish vendetta that's now a year old, when I know damn well that Azazel has potential for Risque Rebellion. So I met with her, we talked it out, and the past is the past, and our friendship is closer now than it was the first time. And, you know, that I think that says a lot. I think it says a lot when, it says a lot about you as a producer and a person when you will go out of your way to make up with somebody that you don't get along with because you know their potential. That says a lot. And, you know, I don't really see very many producers doing that. You know, they'll just hang on to a vendetta forever and ever, and, you know, refuse to book certain performers for personal reasons. And that's selfish. That's selfish. You know, if a performer has potential, put them on a fucking stage. Azazel had potential, so I put her on a fucking stage, and it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I'm really happy I made up with Azazel, and I'm so happy we're friends again. I love her. I love Azazel Von Satan. I love everybody in the cast, but it just kind of means a lot when I say it about Azazel, just because there was a period of time where I wasn't sure if I liked Azazel. But now, yes, I do. I definitely do. And as far as what she did in the show, talent rounds, she recycled one of her routines from the Twilight Bone, which was just a couple months prior. And, you know, that worked really well because it was very interpretive and very cool. And then Striptease round. This is what I'll tell you what I mean when she pretty much ties the glue for the most hardcore act. You know, it's it's tough to call between the two. But first of all, as I mentioned earlier, Azazel Von Satan was the only performer who went all the way, got fully nude, vag out. There it is. You know, and on top of that, you know, she incorporated some BDSM elements. She had her crop whip, and she poured hot wax on herself, and it was just like, the crowd was going wild. So, yeah. Yeah, Azazel, good job, girl. Thank you. Thanks for being a part of the rebellion. Let's see, and then Night Angel, girl, you know I love you. You know I will put you in anything. And, you know, Night Angel, we've just been so tight these past couple, three years. And, you know, she also was in Spice Girls, but on top of that, you know, we've collaborated YouTube channels and just hung out, and it's been wonderful. And, you know, of course, I'm going to put, you know, incredibly talented person like Night Angel in a show like Risque Rebellion. And, for the first time ever, Night Angel got to like formally sing on a stage, you know, because she's an incredible singer, and to my best knowledge, she really hasn't been, you know, given the stage to sing. So I was very happy to give her the stage to sing on, and of course, you know, her burlesque routine is top notch, and she's a fucking natural, you know. I mean, she was fucking amazing when she like just started. Now that she's actually getting, you know, experience on top of the natural talent, she's soaring. She's fucking soaring. And she's also got a really nice ass. So thank you, Night Angel, honey, for being part of the rebellion. Next is a very important, powerful, and inspirational woman, and that is Reverend Spooky Lestrange. Me and Spooky, we go back. I mean, I've known Spooky for a few years, but it was Spice Girls that really, you know, made me like close to her. And you know, ever since Spice Girls, she's just been the coolest person ever. I mean, there's been so much controversy with me, and you know, a lot of it is tough things to talk about. She saw through it. You know, she saw that I feel really bad about poor decisions I've made in the past, and I want to repent for them. And, you know, she's always been supportive of me for that. Her personal assistant for Waterworld. It was actually Spooky that told me about the Pandilla show, so I wouldn't have had that if not for Spooky. And she was a big inspiration for Risque Rebellion, because Spooky, she don't take shit from nobody, but at the same time, she's, you know, keeps out of other people's business, you know? And she, like I stressed a little while ago, she doesn't judge, and she looks for the best in everyone, and that's something I strive for myself. And Spooky is an inspiration, and Spooky kind of utilized her own inspirations for Risque Rebellion by doing a Hillary Clinton impersonation for both rounds. So yeah, the first round, she did, I call it political puppeteering, because she was Hillary Clinton, and she had a Donald Trump sock puppet, and I'm not positive, but it sounded like a Saturday Night Live segment where it was like a parody presidential debate, and so, like, you know, she, you know, lip-synced Hillary's parts and moved the sock for Trump, and it was funny. It was creative. But second one was, the striptease round. That's where things got great. Spooky, stripped as Hillary Clinton. This is going to admit it, but we all want to see Hillary Clinton topless. We do. Alright, we do. And so thank you, Spooky, for making that for real. And, I'm also going to thank the last performer of the show, who came all the way from Houston, Texas, and that was Kuma. And Kuma also was an inspiration to me through their show in Houston that I was a part of this past November, the Rainbow Unicorn Cabaret. And, that was a huge inspiration for the creation of Risque Rebellion, because, I was invited to perform in a show that has the word cabaret in the title, so naturally I pictured your standard cabaret, but what I got instead was an incredible expression of performance art, just unrestrained, unfiltered, what the fuck ever. And, after that I was like, Houston gets it. We need this in New Orleans. There needs to be shows like this in New Orleans where there's just give freedom to the performers and let them express themselves. And so thank you, Kuma, for coming the 7-hour drive to be part of Risque Rebellion, and also for inspiring the creation of Risque Rebellion with Rainbow Unicorn Cabaret. So I owe you a lot, so thank you. So Kuma's talent round was their drag act, It's a Gas, which is like a burping drag queen, why not? And second round, Kuma stripped is another political impersonation, Donald Trump. So yeah, Kuma did their Donald Trump striptease. Despite the subject matter, people enjoy it. I'll admit, because it's Kuma, I enjoy it too. If it actually was Donald Trump, I would not enjoy it, but knowing it's Kuma as Donald Trump, I enjoyed it. And also, I want to go ahead and thank both Spooky and Kuma a second time for doing the grand finale of the show, which was the political death match. Yes, a completely topless Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump wearing heart boxers fought to the death to the Mortal Kombat theme. And yeah, it was great. And then, Hillary called the rest of the cast out, referring to us as the Women's March on Washington, and it switched gears to where it was like a group beat down on Donald Trump's brutality on Donald Trump, and it was awesome. It was so, so great, and I loved it. It was wonderful. It was just the perfect finale for the show. And now I want to go back to the one performer that I skipped, that I purposely saved for last, and that is my partner in crime, the other half of JHMG-Fusion Revolution, Misguided. Girl, it's been a trip. You and I, we've put forth so much effort into this show together, booking the venue, getting the performers booked, rebooking dropouts, and just getting everything straightened out, and doing the commercials together, just getting the whole thing set up and running. And it means a lot to me, because this was a lot of work for two people, and it would have been more work for one person. And so I'm glad I decided not to go it alone this time and get a partner to help me out. And Misguided, you were the perfect choice. I couldn't ask for anyone better than you. So thank you for being my other half. So thank you for playing a vital, huge, important role in making Risque Rebellion happen. So I love you, Misguided, and I really, really look forward to working with you some more in the future. I think we make a great producer partnership, and we're also great friends. And I think there's definitely a future for us. I think JHMG-Fusion Revolution can go on to produce more shows, and I'm definitely down and looking forward to it if you are. Thank you to everyone who came see the show, and it was just phenomenal. And I couldn't ask for a better show. The show was kick ass. We burned that house to the motherfucking ground. However, if there was one thing I would have to say that I am not happy with Risque Rebellion about, that was the attendance. I was really hoping to sell out the theater, or at least come close to selling out the theater. Nowhere close to it. We only filled like the first 3 rows and part of the 4th, so, and there's like 12 rows, so yeah. I am disappointed in the attendance, and because the money we made from door and tips, it wasn't enough to cover the minimal promised amounts to all the performers. So me and Misguided had to surrender our own payments to get everyone else's theirs. And you know, that's kind of a rough part of being a producer. Sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet. You know, you just gotta live up to your word and pay your performers the promised amount no matter what. So yeah, I mean, sucks losing money on a production, it does, but it's not that big a deal. Because like I said, the show itself was kick-ass and spectacular and everything I hoped it would be. And that's really what's important. I think that'll do it. All y'all's just keep spreading the love, okay? Love trumps hate. Love trumps hate. Love trumps hate. Booyah! I can't say it enough. I'm gonna say it one more time. One more time. Thank you. Everyone, you are amazing. I love you all. See you at the next production, wherever and whenever it may be. Salute!